the first phase is usually low load precision. Now, what do you mean by low load precision? These are the exercises which are going to work onto your local stabilizers of the neck. So, if I am putting my local stabilizers as rectus capitis anterior, rectus capitis posterior. काम क्या है इनका? Craniocervical flexion. So upper cervical flexion as a head nod and upper cervical extension. So this is usually done with a pressure biofeedback, which you inflate up to 20 mm Hg and put it under the head. And the person is supposed to take it 2 mm Hg से ऊपर जाते हुए to maintain it up to 26 mm of Hg when the person is doing head nod. Okay, so this is a control exercise for your deep neck flexors. As you progress, then you start working onto your longus colli, which usually starts with a neck curl. So you have to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. There shouldn't be any double chin formed or a chin poke. So you perform a gentle head nod and you curl the neck up, and then you slowly take it down. Majority of the times it is difficult to start with a single pillow. Then you can use 2 pillows if this becomes very difficult. The final movement for this is that you perform a neck curl. The actual action of your longus colli is you perform a neck curl and rotate it to one side, right and left rotation. So flexion with rotation is the function of your longus colli. Hold that contraction for 10 seconds and you can repeat it for 10 times. While you are doing this, the pressure should be felt right in the center of the neck. If you are feeling the pressure on the sides, that means you are again using your mobilizers and not the stabilizers to perform this movement. In low load precision, we then move on to the working of your semispinalis, which is a global stabilizer. So again, in this, you start off with on elbows, and the work that is to be done is to get it up to the neutral spine. You don't have to actually extend the neck. So you stay there for 5 to 10 seconds and then you go down. You can perform this movement for 10 repetitions. The final action again for this is extension with head rotation. So now she'll rotate the head to one side. Yeah. And the whole time is again 10 seconds for this. And you gently go down. So that's your semispinalis activation. As we discussed that your cervical spine and scapulothoracic and shoulder joints are quite interrelated. So you are going to have a lot of muscle imbalance into your scapular stabilizers. It is always advisable as you are working in phase 1 on the cervical muscles, you should also concentrate on the shoulder and scapular stabilizers. So we are just giving you one example of serratus activation. So you have to push the hands into the floor, stay there for 5 seconds or 10 seconds and then relax. So if you see, push the hands down into the floor, and what should happen is this gap should fill up and you maintain this contraction. And then of course you progress the exercises to phase 2, which is your restoration of global muscle control and muscle balance. Now through phase 1 what we emphasized, हमने phase 1 में local stabilizers पे काम किया, उनका activity brain को याद दिलाया, and then we started emphasizing a lot on the correct movement that should be followed. Now then we have to integrate this to a global control. So then you take the person into various positions, like she's gonna do longus colli in all fours. Okay, you can also do this in sitting. So move your chin slightly in, and what you have to do is perform the same neck curl while you're there, and slowly move it back to the starting position. You can hold this for 10 repetitions, 10 seconds, 10 repetitions. In this similar manner, you can work on to your semispinalis also. So this is your global stabilizer that we are working. Now, when we discussed so much about reducing the workload, once you hit the balance between your local and global stabilizers, जब ये लोग जान जाते हैं कि हमें हमारा काम करना ही है, तो mobilizer का काम अपने आप कम होने लगता है. So many a times we will start seeing that automatically the spasm that you are getting or the trigger points that you are getting in your levator scap or in your sternocleidomastoid scaleni are all reducing. But majority of the times what happens is these muscles, the mobilizers, have become so redundant कि उनके trigger points या उनका tightness कम नहीं होता. So there are certain active releases which you can give for the patient. So we are showing one example of sternocleidomastoid, which is opposite side rotation. To release the left SCM, rotate head to the right. Okay, stop halfway from the center to the shoulder. You have to hold these positions for 25 seconds roughly and do it in a set of 3 repetitions. So 3 sets of 25 seconds hold. That's your sternocleidomastoid ka release. Then you have release of your suboccipitalis. If you look carefully, we've put a small towel roll under the head. Okay, and then you have to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. And what she does is a gentle head nod without creating a double chin here. So gently move your chin towards the chest. And you maintain this ideally for 25 seconds. But if it is too painful for the patient, you can reduce it to 10 to 15 seconds. And again, 3 repetitions, 3 sets of this have to be done. You can even manually release this. These are active exercises that the patient does on his own. So it helps them to be self-reliant more. So once you've hit the balance, like in phase 2, what we did was we released your mobilizers. So suboccipitalis, scaleni, your sternocleidomastoid. We tried recruiting and improving the activation of longus coeli and semispinalis. And we are now getting there to create a balance between your mobilizers and stabilizers. So majority of us would leave the treatment at this junction. We send the patient back home, but what is required ideally is integration into the functional tasks. So you need to continue these exercises into the patient's functional demands. So if somebody is a teacher who needs to correct papers or who needs a lot of work of the neck flexors and extensors, we have shown you an example of semispinalis activation done in sitting. Okay. It is very important. हमें सिर्फ muscles को activate या recruit करके छोड़ना नहीं है. We have to take it ahead to strength and conditioning. वो muscles में उतना strength और endurance रहना चाहिए. So progressing it to the functional tasks. So these are few examples. If supposedly you need to fire a lot onto your extensors, putting a ball behind becomes a good exercise. Making them sit on a vestibular ball and giving them activities wherein one hand, one leg moves improves the neuromuscular control of your cervical spine. Cervical spine हमारा proprioceptors में बहुत rich रहता है. Okay, so you have to rehab them into all of these. So this phase 3 is basically integration into the functional task. Phase 3 is also progression to advanced mobility and strength activities. So don't stop at phase 2. What I'm advising you is make them integrate this into their yoga. If somebody, animal flow is quite in demand right now, and because of quarantine and lockdown, most of us are trying doing this, and very effective way of exercising, क्योंकि ये flexibility, strength, endurance सब पे काम करता है, and it works holistically on your body. So you can go and explore this more. Strength and conditioning. If you start adding weights to the upper limbs, your cervical spine is going to work as a base anchor for your upper limbs. So this is an indirect way of working and plus as we emphasized that your shoulder joint and thoracic spine are interlinked with the cervical spine, working on to these muscles is very important in a complete rehab of cervical spine. Don't stop at this. Even you can explore and take your patients to this level if they are of athletic background, if they love doing strength and conditioning. So somebody like a boxer or a weightlifter comes, he is not going to be happy with till phase 2. You will have to take them to these levels so that they are functional and back to their normal levels. Okay, so just to revise, your phase 1 was low load precision, activation of your deep cervical flexors, extensors and ischio-scapular muscles. Then we did restoration of global muscle control and muscle balance. And then we integrated things into the functional task, progressing to mobility and strength activities. So coming back to our slide of impairment, what we have actually seen was pain inhibits your local stabilizers, then your global muscles compensate, they fatigue, then your global mobilizers compensate, they create undue stress onto your articular surfaces and myofascial structures, producing microinflammation leading to more pain and overactivity of your mobilizers. What did we do? For your local and global stabilizers, हमने लो लोड प्रिसीजन एक्सरसाइजेस किए और हमने कंट्रोल थ्रू मूवमेंट किया, जिसमें हम लोग एक्चुअल नेक कर्ल और सेमीस्पाइनलिस एक्टिवेशन के जो एक्सरसाइजेस थे, those were required to get your local and global stabilizers into action. Then what we did, we released overactive global muscles, we integrated strength and conditioning into the function. So this gives you a holistic approach towards a patient recovery. So the take home message from this whole presentation is, let us remember to look at the muscles in this format of classifications also. So you can classify them as stabilizers and mobilizers. Your stabilizers are 2, local and global, and your mobilizers are usually global muscles. We've done the characteristics of each of them. Then we revise the muscles to go through them once again. Your flexors in the cervical spine, the mobilizers are sternocleidomastoid and scaleni. Your global stabilizer is longus colli and capitis. Your local stabilizer is rectus capitis anterior. Your global mobilizer for extensor is your suboccipital extensors. Your global stabilizer is semispinalis, and local stabilizer is rectus capitis posterior and obliquus. You have to start with the local muscles when you are treating a patient. Progress to restore the balance of the global muscles. Integrate with the functional tasks. Okay, don't stop at this level. Again and again I'm repeating, अगर आप यहीं पे रुक गए और उसको functional task में integrate नहीं किया, you are going to get the patient back again within 6-8 months. Last is progress to the advanced exercises. So to conclude, anatomy trains का ये बहुत अच्छा line है, that is, it always tells